parenting encompasses everything about a child. And so coming from that lens, that this is just one piece of, I have to be involved, you teach me, I teach you, in regards to boundaries of our household expectations, then that can help mitigate or provide a tip to help parents navigate through this screen time dilemma.
You're listening to the smartsocial.com podcast. This is our District Talk segment where we interview district leaders to learn how they're keeping students safe on social media. And we also ask them questions that we get from parents all over the country in our program. Now, let's get back to the interview.
Hi, I'm Atiyah Perkins. I am the superintendent of Linden Public Schools in New Jersey. We have 11 school campuses and we have about 6,600 students.
Excellent. Superintendent, it's so great to have you here today. I'm so pumped as we talk about keeping students safe on social media here at Smart Social so they can someday shine online. And in between, we want to make them successful in school and relationships and teach them how to launch in the future. We call this episode the Smart Social Superintendent Spotlight, where we address parent questions. And I want to welcome all of our viewers here today. As you know, Smart Social, for the last decade or so, a dozen years, has been keeping kids safe all over the country with the latest breaking news on which apps are bad and good and safe and so on. Today, we're going to get those expert insights from an awesome expert, our superintendent guest today. Now, Superintendent, my biggest question for you that parents are asking us all the time is, it's about the impact that social media has on teens. And we all know this is kind of why we're here today and what we're trying to do to lower the impact, but also increase what kids can do to develop real friendships and relationships. So the question parents have is, how are you seeing the social media impact on teens' self-esteem, motivation, and decision-making in your district?
I believe that it is crucial for parents to understand that teens are who they are, right? This is the moment when they are going through hormonal changes and trying to identify who they are. And so when we speak to the impact of self-esteem, it's crucial that parents need to understand there's going to be highs and lows. Teens are looking for answers to identify, to help them navigate to the next level. And if they see great things out there, then of course that may motivate them. But then sometimes there may be something they may be aiming for, aspiring to, and not believe that they can achieve it. And then that can cause their decision-making skills to be skewed because they're trying to live up to something that they may not have enough information about. And so the overall impact of social media is exactly what it is. It will impact you positively or negatively. You just need to have a plan that the good comes with the bad and learning how to navigate through that.
Yeah, such a great tip. I love where you went with the plan, and then there's an upside and a downside. I think that's really helpful for parents to hear. The next question we get from parents all the time is about screen time. And we have about 170 superintendents that have been on the podcast in this superintendent series. And I hear from many of them, Josh, if screen time addiction wasn't a thing, this wouldn't even be a topic. We wouldn't have kids on TikTok or Snapchat or Instagram. We wouldn't have behavioral issues. They wouldn't be quiet in the hallways just texting each other. And so they say that this is one of the biggest foundational things we're trying to overcome with kids so that we can have a balanced, mature life for them, if you will, or a relationship with tech. So what are your tips? What are your suggestions and your insights that parents can do to better manage screen time at home?
Set boundaries. They should sit with their children and establish multiple ways how to navigate through that time at home. And that can include the screen time, social time interaction, chores, homework. It shouldn't just be an island in itself, because parenting encompasses everything about a child. And so coming from that lens, that this is just one piece of, I have to be involved, you teach me, I teach you, in regards to boundaries of our household expectations, then that can help mitigate or provide a tip to help parents navigate through this screen time dilemma.
Yeah, I love that. Boundaries. Absolutely. So true. And so difficult to do. It's tough to be a difficult parent. That's what I'm hearing you say too. Boundaries and difficult parentness probably come in together. For all of our viewers, they know when I say difficult parent, it means doing the thing you know that's best for your kid that you might not want to do, but it's always what's best for them in the future. So Superintendent, I absolutely love your answer. The next thing I want to show everyone is that parents are also asking us this big question. Josh, what makes these apps so addictive? And for all of our viewers, you might have felt that way too. Let's hear from two students as they explain why they can't stop scrolling. And what I want to do as well for all of our viewers right now, you all know that if your school district is one of our partner districts, we host weekly live events where we feature teens, we feature experts, we feature professionals giving you advice on how to keep your kids safe, as we've done for the last decade. And you're about to see clips from our live events. So here we go.
I think the most addictive part about social media is the constant new content that you see. You're always being introduced to new content, especially on apps like TikTok. I think the short videos, when they end so quick, you start to lose your ability to have a longer attention span. I've caught myself finding long TikTok videos and I can't stand watching the whole thing.
This generation really adapted to the fact that we don't have a large attention span. We really only concentrate for 30 seconds. So getting information that quickly, I think, enables us to just want to keep watching more. You don't even need to care about what they're presenting to you, but just the fact that you can sit there and watch it and you're oddly enjoying it. Social media is pretty addictive. People have said it's like a drug. So it is addictive because you can't stop watching it. Your mind just plays on loop and it enjoys the fulfillment of everything firing in your brain to just keep watching.
Another question that parents ask is, Josh, is social media positive or negative for my kiddos? Such a good question. Let's hear from a student as to why they think these video apps are so addictive and what she does to try and overcome that.
Part of what makes social media so addictive is how the algorithms are based on using content to judge whether or not someone's worthy and using people's short attention spans to evaluate them as pieces of code, which also means that social media doesn't really care about your opinion, but really what keeps you on that platform longer, whether that's from likes, comments, and engagement, sharing it to other people, or even just watching it through. The algorithm judges you as a piece of data and whether or not someone should be praised for being controversial or thrown away for not being exciting enough, even if they're pouring their heart and soul into the content. It is a heartless beast. When I spend too much time on social media, that can look like being happy because something really cool happened in my friend's life. They went hiking. A friend of mine saw snow for the first time a couple of days ago, and it can make me feel really happy and energized. But other times, it can just be really draining. It can be really negative. It depends who I'm following. It depends what's being posted.
So interesting to hear what Katie said. It's a heartless beast. For all of our parents watching and listening right now, remember, if your district is a partner, you get weekly live parent events and replays. Gone are the days of me hearing nationwide as I used to fly around the country, oh no, I missed last night's TikTok safety event. I guess I'll wait till next year and let my 11-year-old be on it alone. Nope, we have another one next week, and we have a replay of last night's in 12 different languages. We have teens in the program, an amazing parent newsletter, and principals, you're listening right now. We hope that you feel this way. Josh, before we met you, we had 50 social media incidents per year last year. Now we're down to 5 incidents, and I have more time to be a school principal again. Directors, we love you as well. The 50 plus live events are giving our community 10 times the engagement because they have a chance to join on their phone without software on a date and time that works with their schedule. And there's a replay. And superintendents, you're telling us that the dashboard is giving you parent engagement data you never had before, and you can share that with your district and leadership team. We're so grateful for our partners. This is our secret to everyone watching it. Please steal my ideas and run with them. Protect your community. But if you need help, we're here for you. This month is Shining Online, where we have an incredible program. February is Avoiding Strangers and Dangerous Situations Online, and March is Confident and Resilient Kids. Stay tuned. Join us. Parents, you know that you get a free $5 Starbucks gift card from my foundation if you join, participate in the activities, and give us feedback at the end. All right, Superintendent, we're back with you. The next question and the topic that parents are always chatting about, and this is really big for us in February. It's all about avoiding strangers and dangerous situations online. And I know you can resonate because you're a leader of a community. What is your advice to parents and students to avoid talking with people who they might not know are strangers, thereby avoiding dangerous situations online?
Well, we promote stranger danger to all students. And while social media allows you to communicate with anyone, anywhere, it goes back to parents and their children having a safe space to come together and navigate through the platform. We may say that, oh, it's a problem. I don't want to take it away. But if you have positive conversations around social media can have dangerous communication spaces or people and what that can look like go through it, give examples, make it a fun activity, do it together, and always be open to hearing from your child if they have a question, right? No question is ever too big or small. So if you can create it that this isn't a punishment, and we all may enjoy this at some time, having those clear expectations comes from a joint understanding of how to utilize social media.
Yeah, well said. I like how you said instead of preaching to them, give them examples and make it fun. I think that's a really big key takeaway for our audience today is parents, kids are not wanting mom says stop doing that, but rather, hey, open up a dialogue, make it fun, give examples and so on. I love that, Superintendent. I think that's a great tip. Hey, Superintendent, did you start off as a teacher and then make your way to principal and work your way up from there?
Yes.
How many years were you a teacher?
3,
3. And what did you teach?
4th grade,
Oh, that's terrific. What a great age group. And then how long were you a principal?
11 years.
Oh, wow. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that feel like being mayor of a small town?
Well, yes, right. Within my trajectory, first I was a student in the district,
Yep.
then a parent, and then a teacher, a 4th grade teacher, a vice principal, principal of elementary and secondary. And then I moved into executive leadership. And so when we talk about a child's experience or just learning from all of these different perspectives, I feel like the governor of a large
That's fair. You get the upside and the downside, a lot of downsides sometimes. And I want to ask you about a really big thing that a lot of kids over the summer and parents, we here at Smart Social see the upside of almost all tech, but it's all in the dosage that we have of sugar and everything else. A little bit of dosage of ice cream. I have an addiction to ice cream. I'm going to say it, but a little bit of ice cream's great, but too much, not so good for Josh, right? And let's talk about video games right now. Superintendent, what's your advice to parents and teens about video game safety, managing screen time, and also making it fun as a family?
video games is an outlet, right? It can be just a space to have fun. And so that should be something that they earn. Make it a rewarding experience. It can't just be anytime, anywhere. If you achieve what is expected of you from the household and school and home, then you can use video games. And then within those games, what are they? Sit with your child at times. It shouldn't be behind closed doors all the time. And then also go through what that looks like when you're playing video games, if it allows for other users to come in, back to the safety of stranger danger. And then those limitations, right? There's 24 hours in a day and half of that should be sleeping. So how are you using your time constructively? And video games can be part of it, but it can't override all of the other components of just being a healthy human.
Yeah, I love those tips. I think that's good. I like that you said video games are an outlet. I think that's a really good way to take a peek at that. Superintendent, thank you so much for joining us today and giving us your insights.
You're welcome.
For all of our listeners here today, we absolutely at Smart Social love your family. And we're going to be honest with you. We're not paid by the big data or big apps. We're here to tell you what we like about some of them and what we don't like about some of them. We're going to be honest with you and we're going to help you be the tough parent. And that means making the difficult decision. If your kids don't like you once a month because you took the screen away from them, we love you. We are here to support you because you're doing what's best for them when they're 25 years old. So they're resilient, they're sociable, they can work their way up the ladder. Like we have the superintendent here who started as a student in the district and worked their way up the ladder. And that's what we want for your kids as well and your family. We're so grateful for all of our listeners. And as always, just like the title of my book says, remember, no matter what you do online, to keep it light, bright, and polite because your kids are watching. We'll see all of you on the next episode. Have a great rest of the day. Take care. Thanks for listening to the smartsocial.com podcast. Smart Social helps parents understand technology and social media to keep their kids safe and successful. Be sure to join one of our weekly online live events to become the smartest parent on the block so you can keep your kids safe and protect their future. Also, don't miss our 450 plus online resources and replays you can watch on demand in multiple languages. Are you a school district wanting to unlock these resources for your parents? Reach out to us so we can protect your whole community each week. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll see you on the next episode.